Yo, smoke, no box club, and it's right back with it. We here. Back again with some more boxing content. Today I want to talk about state of boxing and in general, a little bit about it in general and and such. Once again, King Smoke. You can get in touch with some of my content at KBC 28 TV space in between the TV and the KBC 28. So shout out to Eye on the Mud. Make sure you guys follow, like, subscribe to them on YouTube. You know, shout out to Asensio Ted Ford. Want to get more into the boxing content? That's your channel to go to. So today it seemed like right now boxing has kind of been on the rise when it comes to these fights. We're having a lot of great cards lately. It seemed like we kind of not trying to get left hanging by the UFC. They kind of started it first. They started putting together all their guys, and boxing couldn't let that slide. You know, we had to get it too. You know, boxing is a more entertaining sport. People like to see them hands being thrown more than guys hugging, winning off control time and whatnot. Yeah, we're trying to see some slugging. We're trying to hear some banging. You know, you guys see that that last card with Water. The promotion they had for that one was really good. I think that they should continue that method of promoting the fights. Had me thinking that they was making a movie with all these boxers. I'm like, dang, they got Zhang in the movie. What they got Water as a bouncer. It was looking real nice. Fights that camp. Excuse me, not that camp. That car was real nice. People had a great outcome. Came out there, boxed bro up. Water went out there. I don't know what his game plan was, to be honest with you. It seemed like he was trying to throw that jab out there and set up the right. But Zhang was being very patient. Had some nice parrying the jab a lot. I'm just blocking it. And I seen a clip after the fight of Wilder trying to do something a little different. It seemed like he was doing like a spin pivot. And I really don't see anything like that outside of movies. Oh yeah, and remember, if you have any questions, you want to talk about anything, any topics, you can call in at 248 820 5053. Once again, that'd be 248 820 5053. You guys want to give us a call? You have anything in mind? Want to talk about anything? Any boxing knowledge you guys want to share? You want to challenge me? That's what I'm here. That's what I'm here mostly for, to be challenged. Challenging the ring and in the mind. That's what we're here for. Into the mud, out of it. So I noticed he was like I said before, it was like a pivot spin. Like I mentioned before, we don't really see anything like that outside of movies. It seemed like he tried to do it in the match and caught that hook. When you first watch it, you kind of think to yourself like, how that happened? He just get drops with it. Then to get back in time, that's how Wilder lost his last fight with Zhang. Shout out to Zhang. He's definitely was underdog. Everybody kind of being counting him out. You know, he just kept working, kept on putting in that work. He's pretty old too. So for an older guy, and we don't really see many Asians in the heavyweights either. I can't really remember the last Asian heavyweight champion caliber fighter he had in boxing. So he definitely out there doing something special. Indeed. Let's see. I want to talk about how, me personally, they say that Ryan Garcia was tested positive for those substances. You know, they not stripped, but they took away Ryan's dub, took away Devin's L. You know, Devin was complaining about it. Devin got to be top tier, sorriest losers, man. Sorriest losers, man, ever. Dude gets whooped legit for the first time. He just can't accept it. And then Ryan, quote unquote, get caught for these substances, and now his dub gone, now that L gone. Honestly, we just gotta do better. We gotta do better. All the boxers in the community right now, all those guys making the fights, all the guys behind the scenes, we gotta do better. There's no reason that the boxing scene should be this unfair, man. It's just inconsistent. There's no way that we had Ryan Garcia coming in and call for a substance that's not even what I can't remember what it's called, but I do believe it was something that accelerated, I think, muscle growth, something along the lines of that. Ain't no way we just stripped this man W, gave Devin Hanley the clear over that, but we let a guy like Canelo come in, and we proved, we found that this guy has fought multiple opponents on steroids or whatever it was, but it gave you more benefits than what Ryan was on, and he just get those dubs. He just got those dubs. It is what it is. There's a lot of guys like that, man. Seem like, you got the right circle, you just get away with anything. I don't like that. The judges need to be actual fighters. The guys that are judging the fights needs to be actual fighters. They had to at least have fought in the amateurs at the least. There's no way. There's no way. Some of these fights, the scorecard don't make no sense. How Devin beat Loma? He didn't. But on the scorecard, they're like, nah. Loma was in there piecing that boy up the whole time. It's like, if you can't win against an opponent without a knockout, it's not a fair fight. Ryan only won that fight because Ryan borderline knocked this boy out the second, third time he dropped him. That fight should have been stopped by the third time. Devin was struggling to stand. He was, we gotta stop, man. We gotta stop the unfairness in the boxing community. We gotta stop the fake judges, because I think if you never stepped in the ring, you don't have no right to judge. The judge is right. You never stepped in the ring. How can you judge two fighters? That don't make no sense. You don't have the credentials. That's like me trying to fly a plane, but I never flew a plane before. you know, I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about flying planes, so I can't fly the plane. I don't know nothing about planes. I don't know if this plane is how far it can travel, how many passengers it can hold. You know, how can someone that never fought really how can he really tell the difference between a fully blocked shot or that shot going through the guard? You know, how can he tell the difference between a guy subtly parrying shots off the guard and rolling with shots and absorbing shots well from a guy actually taking those shots? Because it looks very similar. It looks very similar. Sometimes it's hard to tell when a guy is absorbing those shots really well. You know, some guys don't exaggerate it as much. Some guys is very subtle. But someone that at least had a decent amount of fights, they'll be able to pick up on that a little bit, enough to score a little more accurately. Ultimately, it all comes down to the pursuit of money. Everybody's really in it for the bag. We need to bring back fighting the fight. I don't really see many people in the community that just like boxing to box. You know, you see guys start off like that, but then it get to a certain point to where it's like, okay, now if I'm not getting a certain amount of money, I just don't want to do it. If I don't got the money, I'm not getting the bag, so I'm gonna be in the fight thinking about I'm not getting paid enough, so I really put my all into the really. Really, if that's the case, then go ahead and put in those investments and call it a day, man. Like I don't get it. Like Canelo, Duggan Benavidez for like 3 years, regardless of whatever reason you might give him or whatever reason he put. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Canelo said something along the lines of he just not kind of, what was it? Him not earning the fight, which just falls with the videos was mandatory. Something along the lines of he just not being good enough or worth his time. But it's like none of that matters. At the end of the day, you claim to be the face of boxing. What is the face of boxing? At the end of the day, the face of boxing is a person that gives the fans what they want. That is what the face of boxing is. A person that gives the fans what they want. Or at the very least, give the fans what they need. Nobody needs Canelo not to fight Benavidez. Nobody wants to not see Canelo in the ring with Benavidez. So how can he be the face of boxing? Like just off of that, just off of things like that. You know, we got Shakur in here going crazy with the what you would call it. I would say it was this style of fighting was kind of popularized by Mayweather. So let's get into that. So let's get into the difference between running away and boxing on the outside. Because I see a lot of people not really understanding the difference. I see a lot of people look at Floyd talking about he just runs all the time. You know, a lot of people like to bash Floyd like running. Here's the thing. You want to know what running is? Look at Shakur. Look at Shakur. What Tank said, he don't even got no technique. He don't got no technique. You ain't never seen him slip. He just steps back. He just step back. Like I forgot what dude fought, who he fought last. Forgot his name. But I remember he was a power puncher. And only thing I would say with that is that he could have did a better job of cutting off the ring. But overall, he was pushing the tempo. He was trying to get him.
So you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
So look, if y'all watching, call him, challenge him on this stuff. If y'all don't believe him, if y'all think that he needs to say something that what he's saying ain't legitimate, or if he capping, call him. 248-820-5053.
248.
This young man right here has the desire to become a heavyweight champion. Now, challenge his boxing history, challenge his knowledge of the ring. See, let's get him out here so we can get him to the point to where he's actually reaching and accomplishing the goals that he has. Call him and see what's going on. Dig into this man's chest, see if he built for this.
Ain't nobody ever became champion by themselves.
So
everybody always got a team. Whether that team is his personal circle or just people like you asking the right questions.
Man, look, you want to be what you say you want to be, right?
Of course.
Okay, well then you got to get to it. You got to be ready. So keep on going. I'm just interrupting a little bit. Keep on going. What you was talking about?
What was I? Okay, so
you just bad mouthing boxers.
I'm just speaking the truth.
You speaking your truth.
Nah, the truth. Boxing is a fundamental understanding that boxing is a art form. You throw these hands. It's an art form with throwing these hands. So if someone,
so are you an artist? Do you know how to paint a picture?
Of course.
You're talking about it's an art form.
Of course.
But are you an artist? Are you an artiste?
Poet.
Or are you a fakeist?
So for example, like I was just saying before, right?
Now Floyd, that's like one of my favorites, man, because he know how he's full rounded with the game of boxing, with the whole thing. He figured it all out.
Right. People try to say that he runs away a lot, but I'm trying to see. People try to say that, but Floyd always fights you. He doesn't like running away is like what Shakur do. He just back up all the time, jab, back up all the time. Oh, he getting too close. We V-step.
No, I don't.
So but Floyd, he stops, counters you. He weaves. He analyzes you. He analyzes you to find out what you do, and then he put forth the tools and the strategies to take that away from you. Then once he take away your greatest strength, he picks away at you. But you never seen Floyd sit up there and just really be satisfied off of jabbing all match. He over there hitting you with the 1-2. He pull back counter. We are known for it. Pull back straight, crispy, roll straight. Body. That's another thing. The body jab, very very underutilized. People are starting to use it a lot more lately. But shout out to Shakur, man. He still gets in that ring, man. It takes a lot of heart to still step in the ring and do anything, whether it be running away or really putting those hands up. Either way it go, he fighting. He getting the dub. He got the heart to do it. I'll just say Shakur, man, just go ahead and start throwing that body jab too, man. You throw that body jab, start mixing up with that body jab and start mixing up that body jab with that straight. So people can't say you're running no more.
Okay. You're still amateur, correct?
Yeah.
So what does it look like to you? Not necessarily what your coach says, but what is your introduction to the pros look like? What do you want that to look like? And when are you trying to do that?
I'm trying to go pro. Ideally,
in 15 more years. What?
I want to be pro ideally in about this time next year, maybe July.
So 12 months approximately.
Actually, that is a year. Take it back about like a month, about like 4 months. So about the next 8-9 months, I want to be in the pros, and normally depending on
where will your introduction be.
Well, that would kind of all depends on what I got at the time. What sponsors if I do got sponsors.
I'm saying, you say all that's covered. Where do you want your first fight to be?
Oh, okay. I think I want my first fight to be in Mexico.
You want to go pro in Mexico?
Yeah.
You gonna go and never come back, huh? Oh my goodness.
Hey, all right. Maybe not in Mexico.
No, don't change your mind because I said something.
At the moment, because
don't change your mind now.
Because today they are having some issues down there.
It don't matter what the issue. That's where you want to go home.
I definitely want my first pro fights to be with Mexican fighters though. Mexican fighters just gonna be.
So you want to fight Mexican fighters in Mexico, or you just want to fight Mexican fighters?
Mexican fighters is the most important.
It's the most important, but you would like your debut to be in Mexico.
Now that I think about it.
Oh no! You don't get to change, man. You might wake up tomorrow in Mexico, and then we might say, "Hey, fight."
But no, I want my debut fight to be in Detroit. I want to be in Detroit.
No, you change your mind. No, now I had to change question. So the question change is, where are your top 3 different choices to begin your career? What would you like? So Mexico is one, Detroit is the second. Where is the third?
Lansing.
Why Lansing? I don't think about nothing boxing when I think of Lansing.
It seemed like all the great boxers was actually
came from Lansing.
Not from Lansing, but it seemed like they came out from like those type of areas from Flint.
Huh? You got to help me understand because I'm trying to understand it.
I personally like Lansing.
I can understand Mexico.
I like Lansing.
I can understand Detroit, the D, even though I didn't understand how dude, Gervonta Davis did his thing. Just to put it like that. So what? Why Lansing?
There's no in particular reason per se. There was a actually one of my first boxing events that I went to was in Lansing, like on outside of Lansing.
Oh, so it was an influence of where you were influenced.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where you got your first little boxing. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I could smell that.
Yeah, it was a real good experience. They had.
What was the name of the show or the production or the fighting promotion thing?
It was a gym. I don't believe that where they was hosting it at was like where they headquarters was, like the main gym. I think that's just where they was having it at. So I don't remember the exact name of the place. This was about 4 years ago. So, but I do remember that they had 2 gyms come together, and basically everybody fought each other, including the coaches. Even the coaches fought each other, and that's one thing I really. The
coaches was fighting. What kind of disgruntled situation is this?
That's real boxing.
Like, you're not a real coach, pow.
That's real boxing.
I am a real coach, and I'm a 5 black belt boxing instructor. Pow.
Shout out to all the true boxing coaches out here, man. We need y'all.
Wow, it's like, hey.
We need y'all, man. Much appreciated everything y'all do.
That's different. I done fought, but I ain't never really boxed. I done fought a significant amount.
Boxing is fun.
I got in the ring a couple times. One time I got in the ring because I needed some money, so I jumped in the ring to earn some money, and I earned my money. I didn't get knocked out. Yeah. I didn't knock the guy out, but I didn't get knocked out.
Was that like a?
I got in the ring. I got in the ring, and dude was like, "Oh, we got Albie Sure in the ring." Albie, I'm like, really? So they thought I was about to get my tail handed to myself. Didn't happen.
He said he was an underdog.
I was a nobody dog because nobody knew me. I was in Atlanta. Didn't nobody know me? This is what they did. This was their regular thing. So I got in there, did my thing, won my money, paid some bills.
Was that like a boxing thing, or that was like a MMA
Nah, that was like it was like some other stuff.
You said a straight cage fight.
Nah, it wasn't no cage fight. I would have died. Almost. Died. I got hands, but I ain't got those kind of hands.
Fight Club.
We had gloves. We had gloves. So yeah,
But Fight Club with gloves.
I was sore, but I wasn't beat up.
Right. Oh yeah. Good defense, man. Decent defense, nice rolling with the kinetic energy.
Man, I wasn't trying to. I was just slugging like wow, 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 wow. I'll be sure. Pow, pow. Say, do you want to rescue you? Blah blah blah. Like, yeah.
Not gonna look down on the beard.
Say, I was trying to make the dude say, I apologize. You know, so.
But yeah, man, Mexico, Detroit, Lansing, that would be great places to have my debut. And this sponsor one of the sponsors of the future heavyweight champ, King Smoke, KBC 28, Space TV, Essential Ted Ford, YouTube channel, Out of the Mud. You contact us there.
Look, man, you so light spoken, man. It's something else. It's incredible. But I seen some of your tape. I seen some of the little, the shadow boxing, like the imaginary boxing you was doing. You very for a 7'4", 316 pound person. You move very swiftly. You're very swift on the swiftness. So I'll give you that. You swift with it.
Yeah, I have very good reflexes and pretty good sense of danger. I try to also just like having fun in there too. It's real fun to. It's like tag. Like boxing is really you can really sum boxing up in like a game of tag. You trying to find somebody, and once you find that person, you got to catch them. You trying to find your opportunity, and once you find it, you have to take it. You have to catch that opportunity, and just like a game of tag, you might have to do that multiple times in one game. In a boxing game, in a boxing match, you will have to do that throughout the match. You gotta find all those opportunities. Depending on what type of person you are and your attributes, you might not know which opportunity is gonna be that one that's gonna, get you that dinner at the end of the day, that night chicken dinner. But overall, I kind of look at it like the concept of tag, how you will have fun playing tag, So I had a lot of fun with that, and I believe that having fun with what you do is one of the most important things in general, let alone with fighting. If you not having fun with fighting, you gonna I believe you kind of limit what you're capable of. If you're not enjoying yourself to some degree. But there are some great fighters that probably don't like it, like Lorenzo Hunt. I remember him mentioning at one point that he hate fighting. So he's a great bare knuckle champ. I think he's in heavyweight right now. Shout out to Lorenzo Hunt. Hope he has a speedy recovery. I personally believe he was going to win. But yeah, that was a nasty. Looked like he broke his arm. It looked like fell on it, broke it. Yeah, that was a nasty injury right there. But he took it on the chin though. Yeah, that guy built different. That guy built different for sure. Yeah, the Juggernaut, man. We could talk about what's his name that joined bare knuckle boxing. Was it Mike Perry? Mike Perry went over to bare knuckle boxing. He was doing pretty good. That guy always been straight hands though. Going crazy over there, man. The bare knuckle boxing scene has been blowing up. The origins of the boxing, man. That was a sight to see right there. Straight.
That's the origin of humanity. Just bare knuckle. You ain't had none of those. Like what? Leave me alone. Stop chasing me. I don't want to play. Bye bye. Like why ain't you? What was that called? It was called "I knocked you out, Chris." Debo.
If you speaking about it back then, sometimes I randomly think like, can you imagine how people reacted to the first. How people reacted to like the first knockout. Yeah, the first real good punch, first perfect counter.
The first punch. Could you imagine how they responded to the first murder, Cain and Abel? Like, what in the Cain? What are you? Oh my! What is that? That's blood. Oh my goodness! I don't even know what that is. Right? That's brain matter. I don't even know what a brain is. Like, wow.
What's going on?
Yeah,
Can't believe
so
you've done this.
the first punch, that was lightweight because what we know of, the first murder happened. The murder happened first before a fight.
Was there conflict of any kind before that?
No, it was jealousy. Cain and Abel.
Yeah, but I was saying like that happened because like Abel created that conflict.
Cain created the conflict.
My
he
fault.
was jealous.
Cain,
he had, in my opinion, it was the creator that created the conflict, or what was considered, or who was considered God in that, because God wanted the firstborn of the calf and all this other stuff. So that was the sacrifice that was made. And Cain, he gave his first, the first of what he had, which he was a farmer, and Abel was a shepherd. So he gave the first of what he had, which was one of the blood of a sheep. And so Cain was like, look, my vegetables and fruits and everything is just as good as his stuff because it's the first of what I got. I've used my hands to do this. And the creator was like, nah, I ain't taking that. I'm not accepting your sacrifice. And go on, try again. It's like, man, what, all the stuff I did to harvest this stuff and get this right. It's like, it don't matter, Cain. You're like, gone somewhere, get out my face. And then Abel's like, hello there. Hi, Father. And then he gave a sacrifice, and it was like, boom, he took it up and burnt off. It's like, that smell good. Lamb chops.
It's the mindset he had when he was doing it. It's like when you follow the Lord, you're supposed to follow it like out of pure love.
However, whatever it is, but it's still like it happened.
Yeah, but that's why jealousy. That's why there was jealousy, because he was doing it to gain something, and when he didn't get it and seeing that his brother was getting it, then he started becoming jealous because he's like, how come he getting it? He doing the same thing. It's like because he's doing it for the sake of doing it, for the sake of just, oh, Lord gave me this over here. You know what I'm saying? That's automatic. That's just as natural as breathing. But for Cain, I'm giving the Lord something, so what I'm finna get.
I don't know if I would say that he did it like that, but it was after he didn't get accepted and he was rejected. It was like, out in the streets, they call it murder. Welcome to Jamrock. That's what he was like. He was on that. He was on that Mobb Deep. Been there, seen it all, done it all.
I got murder on my mind.
He was all that. Dang. And then after he did all that, he's like, man, don't kick me out. I don't want to go there. Them people gonna get me. What people? I'm like, I thought you was the firstborn and Abel was the second. You got rid of him. Where all the rest of them come from? So all that.
One thing about the Lord is that, the Lord can create whatever, however, whenever. So if you want to make a 35-year-old man that never lived for 35 years in this moment, you can do that.
Wait. So if you want to make a 35-year-old man that never lived for 35 years.
Yeah, if you want to come down here right now and just...
You want to test tube Insta baby. Insta man.
No, it's not test tube. The creator made it. How's it test tube?
Look, I got a small brain. My concept, mix it up, egg, this little here, salt, pepper, blah, blah, blah. Nutmeg, a microwave, bing, 35-year-old man.
That's a limitation of humanity.
That's the limitation of me not knowing how that's done. I don't know what that process is. All I know is what the simulation that I'm here seeing now shows me. So all I have to take is the construct of the scripture, the canonized Bible, and telling me what it is I'm supposed to believe. So my imagination is what it is that gets this idea. So from my imagination and things that were programmed into my imagination, the test tube baby came out. So that's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no, I got you. But yeah, that's
Well, go ahead, man. Don't let me knock you over. You stand on your square.
Yeah, right. I just gotta remember where else I was talking about.
Look, I made you forget everything, man.
Let's talk about that Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight though.
But he about to fight somebody else before that, ain't he?
Who might?
Nah, Jake
Oh,
Paul.
Jake. Is he?
He taking a fight before that. I thought I saw that somewhere on social media.
I don't think I seen that. I don't know. But who you got?
Man, I got that. It's a setup.
Hey, was that you that showed me that clone stuff?
What clone stuff?
The Mike Tyson clone stuff?
Nah, it wasn't me.
So
I don't know about the Mike Tyson clone.
So apparently, Mike Tyson has he has something, I forgot what it's called, but it causes I think like digestive pains or something like that.
It's called gas.
And it was something like it's supposedly like if you eat it supposed to like lessens the pain and stuff like that, but some people if they eat it increases it. I forgot exactly what the name of that was, but apparently Mike Tyson suffers from that. And because of that, that's one of the reasons why they delayed the fight.
You said Mike Tyson clone?
Yeah. So he was having issues. Mike Tyson was having issues, and they delayed the fight. And apparently, according to this guy, like they instead of just delaying the fight fully, they just cloned Mike Tyson. They just had this clone on deck, and they were just like, okay, yeah, instead of delaying the fight, we're gonna put that clone out there.
You just go ride with that thought process. Huh?
No, just talking about it. I don't believe it. Although
see, the although takes away the I don't believe it.
No, although
it takes away the I don't believe it.
Although the video of Mike Tyson that he claimed to be the clone did look like a clone, but we do know that there are a lot of people in the world that tried to pretend to be celebrities and really look like those celebrities. Especially if you're looking at them from
well, see, according to CNN, with the Jake Paul Mike Tyson fight, and this is as of June 7, 2024, Mike Tyson return to boxing will be placed on. Excuse me, I just messed it up. Mike Tyson's return to boxing will now take place on November 15th after his fight against Jake Paul was postponed due to the former world heavyweight champions experiencing a medical issue. So it's going to be kicked back until then. So November, from July to November. Now let me see.
What I will say is that although people probably do be in clone, the clone narrative is definitely.
You really talking about clones?
The clone narrative is definitely too much. I gotta chill on that. Like everybody,
I'm saying, I want people to take it serious.
So, like I was saying, like it's definitely too much. Like some people gotta chill on that. Like every time something happen, oh, he got cloned. Like come on now. Only reason why I don't flat out just say is like it's not true because we got scientific proof that they didn't clone sheep and stuff. So
okay, so it's a new opponent. Jake Paul announces new opponent as Mike Tyson bout delayed. Mike Perry. So Jake Paul and Mike freaking Perry.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I got it on the screen here. So it's on the other screen.
We were just talking about Mike Perry.
Yeah, was you?
Yeah, I was talking about how he bare knuckle fighter now.
So well, he about to bare knuckle with Jake Paul.
Bare knuckle in boxing is like it's kind of very. Yeah.
is one of the most famous people in the world, never mind just combat sports, but this is a global star and has been for decades. So, of course, his name is going to carry a lot of weight. Now, Netflix, who is just getting into the combat sports business, keep in mind they're going to be airing WWE events next year as well. This is their first foray into combat sports, and this is going to be a live event, something that's also new for Netflix, for a company like Netflix that is so...
Okay, that's enough of that. I'm going to go here. So, you get it. That's what's happening. Stop that. Back to you, Bob.
So we got Mike Perry versus Jake Paul. If I'm not mistaken, Mike Perry used to be a UFC fighter.
I think that's what he said. Mike Perry, the UFC fighter.
He was always kind of like he was kind of like a Khabib with the opposite. Like Khabib would throw hands, but his ultimate goal, if he couldn't sleep you, was to take you to the ground.
Take it to the house.
If I'm not mistaken, Mike Perry was kind of that, but the opposite a little bit. I think he used to try to jab you out. And then if you had better stand up, just tussle with you for a bit. Just try to sleep when you tired. He had some decent stand up game for sure. And then he went over to that bare knuckle boxing. You could definitely tell he polished it up a lot. It's hard definitely with throwing those hands. I forgot who he fought last. Actually, no. I think I do remember. I think it was I forgot his name, but I remember. I think it was Judah or something. Bald dude. But he was also a great UFC fighter. Very fast guy. I think they fought to decision, and I think but I might be mistaken. I might be thinking of him fighting somebody else. But he jumped to the bare knuckle. It's a lot of UFC fighters going over to bare knuckle boxing. Like, that's a great move though. I like it. I like it. But yeah, man, Jake Paul versus Mike Perry, man. I'm gonna have to automatically give that to Jake Paul, just because, like I mentioned before, boxing and bare knuckle fighting is very similar, but they're fundamentally different. They're fundamentally different because the way in which your hands can land are different. When you have gloves on, you have these gloves, and yeah, the glove does kind of maximize the impact of your strikes because it gives the surface of whatever you hitting, like is expelling that kinetic energy at a wider surface, so it can be more damaging.
Scientists.
Also, with those gloves are also essentially shields. You can use that as a shield. You shielding it. When you call blocking, they call that shielding sometimes. Same way when it's the front, back shield. You can use your glove for that. But when you have straight hands, just straight hands, no glove, none of that, it's not as simple. You're not really just finna block like this. You're not really finna do that. You can, but you might have a hurt wrist after that, and then that's gonna put you at a disadvantage. I see a lot of guys kind of just 52 blocking, fully covering their head. When they get really deep in the pocket, your hands can slip through that. It can slip through something simple, like a simple blocking guard, a lot more easier when you don't have gloves on. So like the defending yourself is the fundamentals. They're different. The fundamental of defending yourself is different. The fundamentals of how a pure defense is different. How to pure defense and break your opponent down is different. Not saying that my period get washed though. I do believe that, especially due to his bare knuckle experience, that he's gonna be a great combatant. He's definitely not gonna go in there and just get beat on all match. Also, with that being said, Jake Paul, even though he hasn't been fighting a lot of truly qualified boxers, you know, he still knows how to box. You know, a lot of people like to hate on Jake, me included. You know, I believe that the influence boxing scene is definitely, well, it was doing more harm than good. It's kind of, I still believe it's kind of is though, because I believe that fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson should be a boxing thing. I don't think it should be an influence boxing thing. I think it should be a straight boxing thing. One of those things that straight boxing, like with was it Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones? I think it should be a straight boxing thing. And even though a lot of these fighters are old, you know, some of them can still in there fight a little bit. You don't gotta go in there trying to sleep each other. That's another thing too. Like we don't, you know, you old. We don't need to see you just go in there trying to knock each other out. Like, you know, something like how Mike Tyson and Roy Jones got in the ring and how they were just kind of fighting a little light. Nothing too serious, you know. Something like that would be good, man. Real great for the sport. Real great for those OG boxers that made the sport what it is and really put us where we are today and gave us all the opportunity that we have. We definitely got to show those guys a lot more love, man. Really, there's no reason that Marvin Hagler is not known like that. There's no reason why he shouldn't be known like that. Marvin Hagler, one of the best. He should be definitely name brand. Like how is Tommy Hearns, Roberto Duran, and Sugar Ray Leonard more name brand than Marvin Hagler? And Marvin Hagler beat two of those guys. Only person to beat him was Ray Leonard, and he tiptoeing in my Jordan, jabbing nigga up, finna win on the scorecard. Like, get out of here. Hey, man. Shoe shine in the corner and trick the judges to get the dub. That's another reason why I'm saying, like, the judges have to be fighters, man. There's no reason why a guy should just come in there and just do this hell fast real quick while you in the corner and win the round. But, all right, though, guys. We got about a few more minutes in here, so we need those judges to be real fighters. We need the fighters to fight for the fight. Yes, get your money, of course. You need to be able to fund the fight, of course. But it's not all about the money, of course. You know, so you know, guys, to fight for the people, man. You want to be the face of boxing, man. That's what you got to do. Now we got people trying to tweak things and change it and stuff. Like, no, Ali was a face. Ali, in my humble and biased opinion, me personally, this is me. This is what I think, right? Me personally, I believe that Muhammad Ali was the last true face of boxing. No, my mistake. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was the last true face of boxing. And I don't even know why I say that. God damn.
I think that was the boxing gods. Like, what are you talking about?
Because the face of boxing is more than just what you're doing in boxing. You become the face of boxing because of who you are as a person in general, outside and in of it. People have to love what you do inside and out of the ring for you to be the face of boxing. How is Canelo the face of boxing? He don't even give the people the fights that the people want. He's not doing too much for the people extravagant, you know what I'm saying, outside of boxing like that. You know, he probably do some things for his guys, for Mexicans, you know, but for everybody in general. Now, like Ali traveled everywhere. Mike Tyson was the embodiment of what you wanted to be as a boxer. He was something that somebody that everybody knew of, had the idea of, but never existed. He was the unicorn of boxing at the time. You know, while he was the face, Ali, actions, doing everything. not everything, but doing a lot of different things outside of the ring just to show people he cared. Tank is probably the closest I've seen Tank actually go out and do some things for people. The closest thing we got to face of boxing today is definitely Tank, but it's not just because of the things that he's done in the ring. It's because of the things he's also done outside the ring. Being a great person is not just the things you do in your craft. It's how you exist. It's how you exist to people outside of it too. You know what I'm saying? When you got great music, it doesn't just resonate with artists. It resonates with everybody. When people call you a great artist, it's not because only artists like your music. Not because only people that listen to music like your music. It's because you play it in front of any and everybody. They're 9 times out of 10 they're gonna like it or vibe with it to some degree, or feel what you're saying, understand the message to some degree. Again, I can't say it enough. We need the judges to have some fighting experience, bro. I don't care if it's just an amateur fight. But all right. Had a good time talking to you guys, man. You can hit me back. You can hit me at KBC28 Space TV. Asensio Ted Ford for the boxing content out of the mud.
There you have it. That was King Smoke 101 show. King Smoke 101 show. King Smoke 101 show. Yeah.